All right, welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about the UFC 272 prelims, which were fucking nice. I'm going to start at the top. Jamie Malarkey getting knocked out by Jalen Turner. I got this one wrong, but Jalen Turner looked great. Malarkey looked really good too, but Jalen was just too big and too sharp for him. I think the third round would have been interesting, especially as a Malarkey fan, but Jalen Turner. Um, he didn't let it get there. On the feet, I thought Jalen got the better of Malarkey in round one, but Malarkey's got that tenacity, and he's usually very strong in round three. And Jalen Turner, even though he's been grappling a lot more lately, which really impressed me, this in this fight he was almost a pure striker. I don't know if they even hit the ground once. And Jalen's a big 6'3" lightweight. Is this lightweight? Yeah, lightweight. These, you know, lightweights aren't 6'3". This guy's the anomaly, and I'm glad he's got such sharp striking to complement it. He hurt Malarkey with hands. It was all hands. I don't think anything but fists, and caught him against the cage and put him out. Not out cold, but took him out of the fight. Really big win for Jalen Turner. This is a guy who, both of these guys, I wasn't sure about their chins. I had a little more faith in Malarkey's. And now, going forward, while I still can't say I have much faith in either one of their chins, Jalen Turner, Jalen Turner's the greater prospect here in the UFC. I'm talking about these guys like they're brand new. They both got a good amount of UFC fights already, 5 or so. And, we know about them as fighters. Jalen Turner, even though he was knocked out in his debut, it was to Vicente Luque. So, there's some forgiveness there. Uh, Jamie Malarkey, now that's his third TKO loss, even though the first one was to Volkanovski on the regional scene in Australia. These guys are two solid UFC fighters. I don't know what their ceilings are, but Jalen Turner's is a little higher. All right, Marina Rodriguez versus Yan Xiaonan. This was a very close split decision. One of the closest fights, probably the closest fight of the night. And I thought Marina Rodriguez edged it. She's got a knack for making fights close, especially when you count her out. She sneaks up on you. She's relentless. She's really sharp, and she's tough as fuck because she was being beaten not badly but soundly by Yan in the first round. Yan looked like the harder puncher and really the quicker striker. And Marina Rodriguez stuck with it. I thought she was getting out grappled too, a little, out wrestled anyway. And she just didn't go away. And I want to say she was in better shape. Kind of took over the fight in round three. Round two was pretty close. That was the split round, I want to say. And I scored it for Rodriguez. Razor thin split decision, but these were two of the absolute best, what are they? Strawweights in the world. And Marina Rodriguez comes out, aside from that really tight decision loss to Carla Esparza, her record's unblemished. She had a close draw with a few fighters, whoever, Calvillo and Randa Marcos. But this was just another close fight in her career that she managed to scratch and claw and get to go her way. That's something where you can criticize a fighter the night of and say, I didn't think she won that fight or whatever. But when you watch the same thing, the same fighter scratching and clawing and earning a lucky break via decision, split, majority, or draw or whatever, it's a trait of hers. It's a consistency, and that's what we see with Marina Rodriguez. She doesn't go anywhere. She's either going to dominate you or you're going to fight. You're going to have a close fight. She's indomitable. I impressed myself with that word. I think now she moves on to fight Rose Namajunas. or the winner of Rose versus Carla Esparza. Anyway, I could be wrong. She could have another fight in there somewhere, but I don't even see it. I don't know who she's gonna fight. She's taking out everybody else. So unless the fuck's her name, Tatiana Suarez comes back, but I think she's moving up to strawweight or flyweight, whatever the fuck. Yan Xiaonan, this sucks for her. Now she's got two of those, two pink bars on the Wikipedia page. 2 losses. I don't know why I had to get into fucking pink bars and whatever. But my point is, the 2 losses sucks, but only one of them was a certain loss. That loss to Carla Esparza. I thought she fared very well in this one. Even though I scored it for Rodriguez, my opinion of Yan Xiaonan didn't drop at all. So, tough loss. And if Marina Rodriguez goes on to be the champion, we could see a rematch here. Because everybody will remember this fight was razor thin. Next up, Nick Negomereanu versus Kennedy Nzechukwu. Well, I got this one wrong. I was sure Kennedy would win. And it was a close fight. I thought Kennedy won the fight. Like, absolutely got the better of him. Aside from the point deduction, which was legitimate in my opinion. Even though I bet on him, I was going, fuck. I can't argue with that. He was warned plenty of times for eye poking in round 1, keeping his fingers up instead of out. Did I just do this? Whatever. But he kept his fingers out. He kept eye poking Nick Negomereanu, who for some reason they were calling Negomereanu Nick. I don't know. I thought that was like a Japanese thing, but Negomereanu Nick, or Nikolai. And that guy is just tough as fuck. Like I said, coming into the fight, in the pre-fight show, that guy is just a rock solid, tough son of a bitch. I don't have a lot of faith in his skills, and I don't think his chin is going to hold up over the course of a long UFC career. But while it is holding up, he's a problem for a lot of fighters. I totally underestimated him after losing to Saberbek Safarov, who is not a good fighter. But Negomereanu, he's got a lot of great traits as a fighter. I'm going to sound like Teddy Atlas. He's got the makings of a fighter. And you can't change that. The makings of a fighter. It's in your core. Or whatever. But he really does have all that shit. Kennedy Nzechukwu, I don't know if I see that as much with him. He's more on the athlete side of the spectrum when it goes to athlete, fighter. And when it comes to athlete, fighter. But I do think Negomereanu is... it's undeniable. He's 3-1 in the UFC. He's a legitimate UFC fighter. Again, nobody complained when Alexa Kamor made it to the UFC or whoever the fuck else he beat. Kennedy Nzechukwu. And now Nick Negomereanu has victories over those guys. I'm excited to see him fight next. I can't say I have the highest prospects for his career. But I do think, he's going to make for some fun fights. And he'll have a fun UFC career. It's already fun. As for the decision itself, I scored it for Kennedy Nzechukwu. I thought he won 29 to... I scored it a draw. I scored it a draw. I thought he would have won 29 to 28, but it was 28 to 28. I think the judges were all split, where one fighter gave him 3 rounds to none, and the other fighters gave 2 rounds to 1 to Negomereanu. So he would have won a split decision anyway, Negomereanu, and can't fault him for that. He was at the very least the cleaner fighter. Kennedy Nzechukwu, this is a tough loss for him. Easily the biggest loss of his career, despite being knocked out and submitted. But those were to better fighters. This is the one that's going to hurt his career. I don't know where he goes from here, but he's got to rebound, and I want to say he's got to make more of his tools. He's got to make more of his reach, and he was really frustrating me with low output, Kennedy Nzechukwu, and Nick Negomereanu, like the commentators said, once he realized this guy isn't going to make me pay, And this guy, isn't going to stop me from getting in his face. I'll just get in his face because that's the way I can win this fight. And that's how he won it. So, and Nzechukwu got a lot of work to do, tactically and technically. And Negumereanu, he's got a lot of work to do technically, but maybe not tactically. The guy, for his limited skills and whatever, he's able to get the better of, so far, 3 fighters in the UFC. So, cool win for him. Up next, Marina Moroz versus Maria Agapova. This was a pleasant fucking surprise. I didn't bet on Moroz, but as soon as we were like 2 minutes into the first round, I said, fuck, I wish I bet on her. She looked really good. We haven't seen a dominant performance like that from Marina Moroz ever in the UFC. She got that beautiful armbar over Joanne Calderwood in her debut. Not one finish since. And I don't think there's been any fight where she was thoroughly dominating her opponent on the ground, especially. And that's what this was. I think she knew from training she had an advantage there. She was bigger and stronger. And Agapova had nothing. She had no moment in this fight. On the feet, I was interested in seeing how it was going. And we didn't even get there. Because Marina Moroz knew something that we didn't. Which is Agapova's got nothing for her on the ground. And she beat her down. I think it was a TKO. I can't even remember. But was it a submission? This is how fights are. I watched this thing a few hours ago. I already forgot what happened. But she, I remember most of the fight, just not the last 2 seconds. She, just climbed on top of Agapova, and Agapova had nothing. She was too weak on the ground, and she wilted. Marina Moroz slowly but surely made her way into the full mount, and Agapova had no technical resistance there. It was a great moment for a Ukrainian fighter, especially. She got on the mic and, gave shout-outs, whatever the fuck. It's weird talking about that. She gave a shout-out to her country during wartime, but that shit may not mean a lot or whatever, but it's got to mean something to someone. And I know as an American fight fan, I enjoyed seeing it. That was the happiest I was all night, watching her have her moment. Because, again, would have been cool if she had a split decision victory and got that moment. But to get a dominant finish over a sizable favorite in a grudge match, too. These girls didn't like each other. It was right up there with Colby and Masvidal as far as heat goes, Moroz said Agapova was a fucking lunatic and tried to kill some people at the gym, threatened them with a knife, and she's a whore and a drug addict and whatever the fuck. Come to think of it, a lot of it was one-sided, the trash talking, but I'm thinking if all that trash talking is based on truth, Agapova is like a shitty person. So I always like when the good person wins, and aside from maybe Colby Covington, I'm a Colby Covington fan, I'm not going to lie. But great win for Marina Moroz. Her finest moment in the UFC, and a big moment for a Ukrainian athlete in the middle of all this shit. So that was the highlight of the night, I want to say, as far as the prelims go. After that, where did we go? Umar Nurmagomedov versus Brian Kelleher. I'm a Kelleher guy. He doesn't live far from here. I'm a Long Islander. And I'm always going to root for Brian Kelleher. And last night, I was not so excited because I kind of expected what we saw. Umar Nurmagomedov was just all over him. It was like watching, he may as well have been fighting Khabib. That's what this looked like. And it was one and done in round 1. Kelleher, he's been taken out in round 1 via submission a few times, but this was thorough domination. Take down, back control, smother, submit. Sucks for Brian Kelleher. As for Umar Nurmagomedov, that guy, I don't know, he's starting to get like Islam Makhachev. I'm starting to think, who would I favor to beat this guy? He's really exciting prospect, if you could even call him that. He might be a contender at this point. And I can't wait to see that guy fight next. I hope he doesn't have a long layoff at all. As for Brian Kelleher, this was another one of those fights that showed he's not elite. He's got nothing for elite guys, to be honest. But he's earned his keep in the UFC. He's going to knock out and submit a lot of UFC newcomers. He's still got a long ways to go. Up next, Tim Elliott takes out Tagir Ulanbekov. He cheated, all right? I'm a Tim Elliott guy. I love Tim Elliott's unorthodox style, his grit. I love his striking, takedowns, and grappling, his submissions. But he cheated. He was grabbing the fence. I think he stuck his thumb in the cut, which was caused from a headbutt. He was grabbing the fence, grabbing the glove. On 2 occasions, he grabbed Tagir's glove and pounded him. Like it was like straight out of Tim Kennedy versus Yoel Romero. He pounded him, and, he scored points, valuable points, with cheap tactics. Now, as a Tim Elliott fan, I'm just going to quote Al Bundy. It's only cheating if you get caught. But as a fan of MMA altogether, I'm going to say that kind of sucked for Tagir. Because even though that guy's, I think, a bit overrated now as a prospect, and certainly this ends his prospecthood, I want to say, he was in that fight. It was razor thin, and one guy committed like 5 fouls or something close to that. So always happy to see the UFC veteran get the victory, but this one definitely has a stain on it. Nevertheless, Tim Elliott, despite pissing Khabib off, because Khabib was fucking pissed, and even Dana said at the press conference, yeah, he's still pissed. Oh, I think it could have been that cheating thing. Yeah, that's what it was. But well, I don't know. The fuck do I know? Maybe he stubbed his toe. Tim Elliott fought a great fight, nevertheless. Those first 2 rounds, he was relentless. He was, really effective with maybe not top control, but with his takedowns. He knocked Ulanbekov down with just a few seconds in round 1. And his striking overall, even without the knockdown, it was effective striking. Tim Elliott's... he wings wild hooks. He's fucking unorthodox as fuck. Very awkward. But he's been fighting for a long time, and he knows how to be an effective fighter. On the feet, on the ground, at the highest level. Great win for Tim Elliott, despite the horse shit. And, I don't know where they go from here. But at least Elliott's still going to be in the UFC. Next up, Ludovit Klein versus Devontae Smith. This one I got wrong. Well, I bet on Klein to win via knockout. I was almost right, but in general, Klein was the better fighter. It was a close fight. I think it went to a split decision. I didn't really see it being that close. But Devontae Smith hung in there, made a fight of it, especially in round 3. But those first 2 rounds, Klein was the harder striker, the faster striker, and the better striker, the more effective striker. They were throwing a lot of high kicks, both guys, especially Devontae Smith. And he had one great moment where it was like out of a video game when you realize, oh, that high kick's pretty good. I'll just do that 3 times. Oh. I used to do that with Ricardo Arona in the Pride video game. And the O was the button. The O button. Whatever. PlayStation. Devontae Smith hung in there. And all rounds were kind of close. It wasn't like it was largely dominant. I just thought Ludovit Klein clearly got the better of those first 2 rounds, and the decision was a lock in my book when the bell rang. Where they go from here, Klein, I want to say, probably goes back to featherweight. This was a short notice fight. Devontae Smith, I don't know. This was a rough loss for him. But both these guys produced enough excitement where they're going to stick around. Even Devontae Smith. All right, and the first fight of the night, Jacoby versus Oleksiejczuk. This was a very clear 3-round decision, 2-1 for Jacoby. Jacoby wasn't throwing kicks. Apparently he was injured, he said in the post-fight. I was thinking it was just that Oleksiejczuk crashed into a kick and took him down right away. He threw 1 kick in round 1, Jacoby, and he was taken down. And Oleksiejczuk really looked great in round 1. He was mixing up the striking. Guy's known for his body shots. And despite having sizable reach disadvantage and height disadvantage, which might help him get to the body quicker. What do I know? But Oleksiejczuk looked like the better striker in round one. Again, Jacoby wasn't throwing all of his weapons, but I was really impressed with Oleksiejczuk. And mixing in that takedown and whatever, it just looked like it was going to be a long night for Jacoby. But then Oleksiejczuk kind of fell apart, I thought. He didn't fall apart completely, but he faded. And he didn't have much for Jacoby in those last few rounds, especially in the last round. I think Jacoby was just a sharper fighter in better shape. And despite injuries and whatever, he's still an excellent striker. Even without his kicks, he's a great boxer. And Oleksiejczuk was hurt. I think that was the beginning of the end for him when he was hurt in round two. Jacoby hurt him, poured it on, but Oleksiejczuk, you could tell from his, body language that he was hurt, but he didn't look like he was ever really rocked. It's just, the body language told the tale. He was being overwhelmed, and he kept himself in the fight, but never really got back into it. I thought his dominance, or his success, I should say, ended in round one. So where they go from here, I don't know. Oleksiejczuk, he'll be sticking around, I'm sure. He's coming off a victory, if not two victories, I think, before this. So he's not going anywhere. Dustin Jacoby, he's on a fucking 6-fight winning streak, or 7-fight winning streak, or unbeaten streak in the UFC. I think he's 6-0-1. Incredible. I fucking love it. Not only is this guy a kickboxer, but he's turned a corner here as an MMA fighter. He's beaten a lot of great fighters. He's been on the ground, being dominated by Cutelaba and whatever. And he's come away with the victory, aside from in that fight, every time. So Dustin Jacoby is one of the top contenders at light heavyweight, I think. I'll wait to see the rankings and whatever. But either way, that's a hell of a streak, and he's a hell of a fighter. All right, that's it for the prelims. I will be making another video in a few days to talk about the upcoming event, UFC Fight Night, whatever the fuck. Ankalaev versus Santos, I think it is. Be sure to check that out. I hope you enjoyed this. And please like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Smash that like button, like all the guys say. Smash it. Do it, though. I need fucking views.